Hello, everyone, and welcome to this pick a card reading for the month of May 2026, where we will be diving deep into what will be happening for you this month. I have four piles for you, or this upcoming month, I guess. I have four piles for you here today. We have pile number one with this agate, reddish brown. Pile number two with labradite. Pile number three with carnelian. And then pile number four with agate. But this time it's like a grayish blue color. Now I'm going to give you a few moments here to choose whichever pile you feel most drawn to, or piles. And then we can get started. All right, if you have chosen your pile, feel free to check out the description box below for your timestamps. If you are still choosing, you are more than welcome to pause for as long as you need to. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, if you chose this red agate, then this is the pile for you, pile one. Let's go ahead and get right into it and take a look at what the overall theme of your month will be. Okay, we have 47, go the distance. And then I'm also going to flip this card over, which is going to tell us a sort of significant event or feeling that will be happening for you this month. And we have the Page of Crystals. Okay. And then lastly, before we get into any more other cards, I'm going to roll this dice to see what house this event could potentially be happening in for you. We have the 8th house. Okay. All right, pile one. I'm going to go ahead and get started with actually the 8th house here. In astrology, the 8th house is a sector of our life that has to do with multiple things, including other people's finances, inheritance, and sometimes death as well. And I feel like for you, with the Page of Crystals and the Go the Distance, you can see on this card how there's like whirlwinds or tornadoes behind her, and yet she's standing here tall, strong with this crystal, almost like she's controlling these whirlwinds. So I feel like this month you're going to be feeling more in control of your life than you have been feeling in the past, especially with this Go and the Distance in reverse. You may have had some sort of delays or disruptions when it comes to certain I want to say like finish lines or completion. Like it could be like you had seen the finish line in the distance, but then something came and blocked your way, and it could have been these tornadoes, right? But I feel like that is being cleared up for you this month, and that's going to be a major big theme for you, is clearing away these obstacles and these distractions, disruptions from a place in your life where you have felt that where they may have been hindering you from reaching some sort of completion, success, finish line. With the Page of Crystals, this could have been like maybe you wanted to study somewhere or go to university but didn't have the finances for it. It's almost like now those finances may be provided for you, or you'll find a way to, maybe you're getting a scholarship. You're going to be hearing about getting a scholarship, which could have to do with the eighth house, because the eighth house has to do with other people's money. It could be partners' money, but also just other people in general, right? So that's going to be a big theme in your month, is disruptions and obstacles being cleared away so that you can see the finish line again. But let's get deeper into this. So for your these cards here, these are going to be dreams, goals, desires. This could include work, this could include studying, school. It's just anything you are currently trying to go after, trying to attract into your life, trying to work towards. So let's go ahead. We have the Queen of Cups. And then we have Dragon. Beware of self delusion. Interesting. Okay. So this is a message, Pawan, for this month. Make sure you are putting in the dedicated effort it takes to achieve those goals that you want to achieve or you want to achieve in work. It's important that you are able to balance your sort of intuition, emotions versus the reality that's actually there. Because with the go the distance card, if you can see, this cheetah's like in the desert, right? And often what happens in the desert and other super hot places are mirages, right? You see things that aren't necessarily there. And so I feel like this could be maybe fearing certain, especially with the eighth house coming up and death being a part of that eighth house. It's like fearing certain bad things happening and that you're not going to be able to get past them. And that's stopping you from moving forward towards certain things, especially and with the Page of Crystals coming up. It's like you want to plan for every single outcome, every single possible thing that could hinder you or distract you or create an obstacle, and that stops you, that takes up a lot of energy, and it stops you from being actually putting in the energy to move forward somewhere, to take action somewhere. um it's like you're being afraid that you're not going to be able to overcome obstacles that come in your way, and so you try to really plan for them, and that takes up so much energy, or you just worry about them in general. Maybe you don't even try to plan them. It's just like a unconscious worry in the back of your head, and because of that, it's almost like you're not able to even move forward because you don't have that energy to move forward, or you're afraid to move forward. And so this month, it's going to be really important that you're able to discern what worries are helpful to plan for versus what is just, how do I put this? Like what is hindering you basically, right? Because fear and anxiety are not necessarily bad emotions. We have them for a reason, but sometimes they can be overwhelming. They can go get to a point where they hinder us more than help us. And so it's going to be important this month that you are able to balance those emotions out and be able to see a clearer picture and view things with a clearer head with the Page of Crystals. This is the energy you're moving into, because the Page of Crystals, you can see she, I mean, in the Rider Waite deck, it's a bit different, but you can still see she's kind of like higher up here versus the waves down in the waves below. Where like down in the waves below, she's up on this rock. She's able to see things from a clearer view. Maybe not necessarily the clearest view because she's still just a page, she's still just learning, but definitely a very clear, higher perspective when it comes to certain things in her life. And I feel like that's the level you're going to be reaching this month. Pile one, you're going to be able to see the finish line here, and you're going to be able to see anything that could possibly block you from getting to that finish line. But it's important not to stop, not to let those things stop you from moving forward, from reaching it. And I think stamina is going to be very important here because we have the cheetah right here. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammal, right? Fastest mammal on land. However, they can't run for that long. They don't have that stamina. I'm getting the image of like, you know how humans, um one of the ways humans were, one of the reasons why humans were such efficient hunters back in the day is because they had amazing stamina compared to most of the other animals they were hunting, and so they were able to track them over very long distances. And I feel like right now you are going to be in an energy where you're going to be able to see over a long period of time or a long distance on where you want to go, but it's important that you don't stop there, right? You keep going, you take that action. You don't like with this Queen of Cups and the dragon, I'm kind of getting like, yes, I'm getting the two things. I'm getting what I said earlier about not allowing the fear of certain obstacles to stop you from going somewhere, but I'm also getting kind of sometimes we can get caught doing a lot of planning. And if you are into sort of, spirituality, manifestation, all that, doing a lot of spiritual work, manifestation work, and not taking concrete action in the physical world where, when we're creating something, we co-create with the universe. We don't just let the universe do it because we need to be putting in our own energy, our own effort, and manifesting things in the physical world. That's why we're here. And so I feel like it's important to have that balance this month, especially when it comes to anything you are desiring, any goals, um, any dreams you have. Make sure this month you are putting in concrete effort towards that. Even if it is just a planning stage, that's fine. But you want to be able to go beyond that. You want to be able to go the distance to get to that finish line. In order to do that, you need to pace yourself and you need to overcome certain maybe fears or restrictions that are stopping you from moving forward. But let's go ahead and see this last card. Opportunities unfurl like a fern, even without sunlight. Okay, you're going to be able to see certain opportunities in front of you more easily this month. But make sure you are with this beware of self delusion, dragon. It's like it's important for you to maintain a clear head so that you're not seeing certain opportunities where where there necessarily isn't any. And so it's important for you to really trust yourself this month, to follow your intuition with the Queen of Cups. Because can be able, the Queen of Cups is able to trust her emotions fully, trust her intuition fully, so that she doesn't get caught up in self delusions, upright at least. And I feel like with the little cherubs on her throne, it's like you have a lot of people supporting you here and your spiritual team. So don't never feel afraid. Never feel like you have to do this on your own. You don't have to do this on your own. And this month, your spiritual team is going to be creating a lot of opportunities for you when it comes to certain dreams, certain goals. Like I said, maybe you were trying to get into certain universities, but it feels like nothing is working out or it feels like it's impossible. I feel like pathways are going to be opened up for you, are going to be cleared for you in order for you to pursue those things. However, it's important that you take that step in order to go forward. It's important that you don't allow certain fears to stop you from moving forward, to stop you from going after these opportunities that are already in your path, that are already in your way. And if something feels off, if something feels kind of shady, you get a weird feeling, trust that feeling this month, okay? With the Queen of Cups, trust that feeling. The Queen of Cups has full trust in her feelings, her abilities to discern energies, and energy doesn't lie. So, with the dragon as well, it's like there's something here warning you of certain pathways that will may not lead to where you want them to lead. That's why it's important to have a clear head. So if somebody offers you something or anything like that, and you feel shady about it, you feel like there's something off, don't accept right away. You want to be able to remove yourself, to really sit and think about it, and you're going to be able to see the truth this month for sure. The Page of Crystals is somebody that prioritizes the truth over everything. And that makes sense with Go the Distance and sort of, those mirages that you see in the desert that aren't necessarily real, aren't necessarily there. So make sure you're remaining grounded and practical and always searching for the truth with the Page of Crystals as well. Definitely a month of truth, a month of revelation, clearer perspective, clearer heads. If you've been in a sort of like brain fog, something like that, then that's going to be clearing up for you this month as well. You're going to be able to make a decision on something and see certain things for what they really are. Now, let's move on to your relationships. So we have here um general relationships, and we have temperance, and then for romance and love, we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. And then for your tea leaf card, we have pineapple with reconciliation. And then we have, wow, renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. That kind of, excuse me, kind of reminds me of reconciliation. All right, pile 1. If you've been taking a break or a having issues with a certain person or certain people, I'm getting like family or a motherly figure, a female figure in your life, but it could be a romantic partner. It's wherever you have been feeling a bit of tension. You maybe have been having a lot of disagreements on how to do certain things, may have been not on speaking terms or just taking a break, not seeing each other as often. There's going to be a renewal here. There's going to be reconciliation. This is not somebody coming in from the past and reconciling with you. No, this is somebody that is currently in your life that you've maybe been having certain tensions with. And I feel like those tensions are going to be easing here with temperance. There's going to be a bit of a calm here, a bit of easy flowing energy where you guys are going to be able to be on similar wavelengths, similar levels, and really talk about certain disagreements, certain things that have happened from a loving place. And that's going to allow this renewal and this reconciliation. I also feel like this month, Pawa, and you're going to be feeling very comfortable within yourself as well. I feel like you may have been a bit prickly these days when it comes to other people just because you've been going through a lot. I don't know, with this pineapple, you know how like pineapple is like very spiky, like it has the spikes. It's hard to get through its skin. You have to kind of cut it to be able to eat the inside. I feel like you're going to be opening up a little bit this month. And in doing so, other people are going to be feeling like they want to open up to you. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of enlightening and intimate conversations with people, or just not just conversations, but like you're going to be feeling quite connected, quite intimate with other people this month. So that's nice to see, that's nice to hear, but also within yourself as well. With the 3 of Pentacles, Temperance, and this Page of Crystals up here as well. Pile 1, I feel like you're gaining a lot of understanding when it comes to your relationships, both romantic and non-romantic. It's like you're seeing all these disagreements you had, all these arguments you had, coming at it from a higher perspective, a higher place, especially with temperance, a more loving place, a more gentle place, a more graceful place, and being more forgiving with yourself and with other people. And that's only if it resonates. Forgiveness is not something that you can control or force. This is something that kind of just has to happen naturally in most cases. So I feel like you're just gaining a clearer perspective on certain relationships in your life, how you approach them and how they approached you, and realizing that just realizing that everybody is different. People are different. Not everybody is going to be like you. Not everybody is going to give like you. And it's really enlightening. These realizations allow you to get out of any sort of maybe funk or period of stagnation that you've been when it comes to relationships. Because I feel like with this pineapple, it could be, as I said before, if this is a person already in your life. But if this is a person that you've been having difficulty that is no longer in your life, you've cut it off for good, this is reconciling with yourself. This is forgiving yourself. This is realizing that how you approach this relationship, how you did things, that it's okay, that you were working with what you had in that moment and that it happened. You know, the past, accepting the past, basically, accepting certain actions or the actions of others that had done in the past. And in doing so, you renew yourself and you renew your, this month, it's kind of like renewing your, I want to say, like motivation to connect to other people more. Because if you've been in a period of sort of isolation and just, you know, pouring back into yourself, I feel like now you're at a point where you can once again come at relationships from a place of trust and faith and confidence. But let's go ahead and take a look at your, this pile is kind of like spirituality and how you'll be feeling in general in this month. So we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay. We have rat, someone working against you behind your back. And then claw, be careful, do not take risks. Then lastly, change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. Okay. So some sort of change here in how you are feeling about a certain situation. Yeah. I feel like this is more so how you will be feeling this month. And it's like you're going to be seeing the finish line, as I said, with this go the distance. So 10 of wands here as well. Wherever you have been feeling like you've been going on and on and on and nothing's been happening and you've been feeling a bit impatient, that is going to change. And with this claw, be careful, do not take risks. And rat, someone working against you behind your back. With this the page of crystals coming out and the 10 of wands in reverse, you may already know who this person is, or you are going to be discovering it. And this is a message saying you do not need to deal with this because this is already being dealt with the change and the 10 of wands in reverse. You already have a lot on your plate. You don't need to be taking on more. When it comes to this person, someone trying to sabotage you or just like a jealous, envious feeling of where you're at. Maybe it's this person, like maybe you've moved on from somebody or some situation and this person hasn't, and then they see you like moving on and they're like, wait, you need to be feeling how I feel, right? I still feel bad, so I want you to feel bad. But it's like you don't need to worry yourself with this. This message is coming as a letting you know that this is happening, but you don't need to be doing anything about it with this. Do not take risks. The 10 of wands in reverse, it's like you just need to focus on yourself, essentially. Keep doing what you're doing, because I feel like with the temperance, with the queen of wands, the page of crystals, it's like you are slowly going back to how you used to be if you have been experiencing a period of depletion or a period of isolation, healing, fear, things like that. I feel like you're slowly getting out of it this month, and it's important that you keep on track with that and you don't allow these certain people or things or obstacles to take you off of that path, to take you off of where you're currently going. And don't be afraid of change. We have falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. So anybody that leaves your life this month, that is making room for something better with this card coming out. And you do not need to hold on to them with this 10 of wands. You don't need to hold on to it. Allow anything that wants to fall away to fall away. And the 8th house coming out as well. And I feel like you are slowly going to be gaining an appreciation or a different perspective on those things falling away. And you're going to realize this, like, yeah, I feel a relief when they leave, right? Maybe even certain past situations you're allowing to fall away. You're sitting through them, you're going through that emotions. Anywhere where somebody was trying to sabotage you or go behind your back, you're releasing that intense, heavy emotion that comes with certain betrayals or certain things like that, and realizing, it happened, but I learned from it. I'm not going to let it happen again. You're definitely learning from a lot of past situation and present situations that are currently happening in your life this month. And tucking that with this Queen of Cups, it's like tucking them away in your bag so that that doesn't happen again. So that you can always go back and say, this situation's looking a bit familiar, and then you're able to avoid it. But let's get some more guidance and messages from Spirit for your month. So I feel like it's quite an introspective month for you. Look at that truth. Truth. Throat chakra, turquoise. Speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to, for sure, especially with the Queen of Cups as well underneath that those manifestation. Definitely speaking from the heart this month, pile one, and it's not only you speaking the truth to other people, which is definitely happening, and in turn them speaking the truth to you, but also discovering a lot of truths about yourself, about certain past situations that have happened, about certain reasons why maybe things aren't happening now. You're discovering a lot of truth there. And then also trusting, being able to trust yourself, learning how to trust yourself and trust your ability to go after what you want. Also discovering why certain things maybe had to change or fall away, because with the eighth house coming out with which can do with death, and then the card before temperance is death as well. So it's like certain things have recently left your life or just left your life at some point in the past, and you're only now realizing why that had to happen. And that's because there's new opportunities coming in, that those things had to leave in order for them to come in. And with opportunities being with your dreams, goals, desires, this is you telling Spirit, the universe, that you wanted something. I want this. And then saying, universe going, okay, but in order for that to happen, these things need to be gone. These things need to fall away. These things are preventing you from going after that. And I feel like now this month that you're going to be realizing that. You're going to be taking kind of like a trip down memory lane and realizing, that's why that happened. That's why that had to go. That's why that had to change. And for some of you, these things might have even been like dodging a bullet. Like you might hear from, in regards to say a certain person, you might hear from a friend and you're like, wow, I'm so glad that that relationship didn't work out, or I'm so glad that this other situation, this like I got laid off from this job, or I didn't hear back from this job I really wanted, things like that. I feel like you're actually going to be in a very calm place this month, especially with the Page of Crystals and the tornadoes around. It's like you dodging these tornadoes, right? You dodging these tornadoes and being able to realize, like, whoa, I didn't even know that tornado was there. So definitely seeing things from a higher perspective this month, being able to get to the truth of things, and you're also going to be gaining a lot of truth and wisdom and insight from other relationships as well, other people. All right, pile one, I did a bit of rearranging because I did not realize these weren't in frame. That's my bad. But let's go ahead and get some more messages here for you from Spirit, your spiritual team on this month. Whoa, okay. We have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And then we have here new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Meditate and contemplate kind of reminds me of this temperance card as well, where you are taking a look back on certain things, why certain things had to happen, fall away, turn out the way they did, and realizing that everything has kind of fit together in this one puzzle. And like everything is kind of, things have like moved together in a way that's remarkable to you, that you find remarkable. But with the balance and spirituality and practicality card, it's kind of reminding me of what I said, what I was feeling with this Queen of Cups and Dragon as well, where it's like certain things can't happen unless you take certain actions and make certain decisions, because Spirit can offer these opportunities to you. They can open up a pathway, but it's up to you to walk it. It's up to you to take those steps towards it. I'm almost getting the image of like someone, doing a bunch of manifestation rituals or going on social media a lot and copying what they see other people doing when it comes to manifestation. Journaling, affirmations, subliminal things, all that stuff, but then never actually taking any action when things do come up and not trusting their intuition enough to follow the urges that come from their desires. And so that's why it's important to balance those things out with balance spirituality and practicality. And that's why I feel like meditate and contemplate came out as well, because when we're still, we're better able to hear those messages that are meant for us, the messages from the universe telling us, pushing us in a certain direction, or messages from ourself, from our own intuition, our higher self, pushing us to do certain things, to move in a certain direction. So this month, it's going to be more important for you to not do in regards to certain rituals or manifestation techniques, things like that, and more so just sit back, like the Queen of Cups. Sit back and listen to yourself. Sit back and feel yourself, feel your energy, discern your energy, and listen to those little nudges that push you on certain paths, because that's where opportunities are going to come up. Let's see what animal wants to come through for you, Pile One, to have a message for you for May 2026. Okay. We have here Panther. That messed up this whole spread. It's okay. Another cat-like creature as well. We have the cheetah and the panther. Underneath that was moth. Oh, and cheetah. Underneath that was moth and cheetah. So cheetahs could definitely be significant for you this month. But just like cats, cat-like creature as well. If you have a cat, then you may want to spending time with them. It may also give you an opportunity to hear certain truths that are coming from within you. And then I am going to read this card for you from the book. We have Annihilation of the Unnecessary, Purging. Reminds me of these last few cards here. The panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the panther's wisdom at work. And I feel like that's what stage you're currently in. I feel like a lot of things have fallen away recently. A lot of things have been a bit chaotic. There's been a lot of change, but now the dust is finally settling, as this card said, and you're able to see the wisdom behind it. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. When in balance, brave, productive. When out of balance, self-destructive. And then to bring into balance, get rid of the necessary. But with the card coming upright, this means that it is in balance currently. And so right now you are feeling quite brave and productive. But it's important you take that time to sit and really try to understand and work through everything that has happened in the past, because I feel like this is a month that's going to be quite peaceful. It's like the calm after the storm, but definitely a lot of contemplation here, a lot of understanding, wisdom coming through. Important for you to listen to yourself this month, to open up to certain people you trust in regards to truths that you have, truths that you have been revealed to you, essentially. And you're going to be gaining a lot of intimacy in certain connections when you open up with your truth like that. But lastly, Pile One, let's get you an affirmation for this month that you can use whenever you are feeling uncertain. We have spontaneity. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after-hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible. It's this. I feel like this card is talking about following those spontaneous, intuitive urges you have, and that's what's going to lead you to opportunities that are going to help you attain everything that you are desiring, your goals and your dreams. Yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. So it may even lead you, if what you're desiring right now is a relationship or certain friendships, certain connections, then following those intuitive nudges will lead you to those people as well. But that is all I am seeing for you here today, Pile One. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful May. And I'll see you in the next one. Hello, Pile 2. And if you chose the Labradorite, then this is the pile for you. Let's go ahead and get started and take a look at what will be happening for you this May. Our first card here at the top is the overall theme or energy of the month. And we have To Be Fair in reverse. Now, this next card is going to be a significant event and then just like a clarifying card for the overall theme of the month as well. And we have the Seven of Cups upright. And then before we get into the other tarot cards, let me just roll this dice to see where this significant event will be happening. Okay, we have the 12th house. All right, pile 2. I want to start off with this Seven of Cups because that's what's standing out to me the most here. And to me, the Seven of Cups can one mean confusion, but it can also mean things like distraction, not knowing what you're going to get. And for you in particular with the 12th house, I feel like you may be a bit confused when it comes to certain emotions, maybe how you feel about certain things or how you should feel. I feel like this month you are going to be going through a lot of perhaps situations where you should feel one way, but then you feel a different way, and that kind of confuses you. So I feel like this month it's important for you to just allow your emotions to flow in that way. Try not to control them too much, just observe them without judgment. And they'll tell you a lot. They'll give you a lot of information, and it'll tell you a lot about yourself, about certain situations, just allowing things to flow, as well as the fact of giving each emotion equal weight. With this To Be Fair card, this kind of reminds me of the Justice card, but it's just sort of like you can see the scales here. And I feel like giving each emotion, because I feel like for most of you, this is going to be in regards to emotions, especially with the 12th house coming out. But in general, whatever this situation is this month that you are feeling confused about, that you feel it should go one way, but then it goes a different way, it's important for that to just run its course and for you to release as much control as you possibly can. I feel like control is important this month for you, pile 2, and in that sense, releasing that control, because I feel like a lot of epiphanies, a lot of things are going to be happening that are out of your control with the Seven of Cups as well. Um, and so it's important that you remain neutral in regards to that. So for instance, if this is your emotions, if these are certain emotions coming up, I want you to remain neutral in regards to these emotions. Don't, like, for instance, if you're feeling angry about something that you feel like you shouldn't be feeling angry about, rather than suppressing that anger and being like, no, I shouldn't be feeling this, just let it come through. Obviously, don't hurt somebody or hurt yourself in regards to that anger. Don't act on it, but feel it. Don't act on those things, but feel it. Allow it to come through. But as we delve deeper into your reading, these things are going to be becoming more apparent. So let's go ahead and get started with this little pile of cards, which is going to tell me how things are going to be going with your dreams, goals, desires this month. This can be anything that is on your mind that you want, that you have been working towards. This could be things at work, this could be things at school, this could be just certain goals with when it comes to hobbies, anything like that. So we have the Two of Cups upright, the Casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. And then Risk, learn to grow wherever you are planted. Interesting. Okay, pile two. What I'm getting with these cards here when it comes to your goals, dreams, desires, whether that desire is a relationship, whether that desire is a certain job that you feel like would be really good for you, really a really good match. I feel like right now you are searching for the perfect match in regards to a certain area of your life. This could be a person, this could be a home, this could be a job, this could be anything. I feel like this is something that you feel like is going to be the perfect match for you, especially with the 7 of Cups coming out. Because as I was saying with the 7 of Cups, it's almost like not knowing what to choose, not knowing what you're going to get. And I feel like this month, wherever you've been feeling like that, you are going to be understanding it now. You're going to be knowing what you want. And that's because you're going to be giving each choice an equal weight with the to be fair card. But but in order for you to commit yourself to that one thing, you are going to have to kill all the others, right? All the other potential, um, all the other things in these cups, because you're choosing only one, right? You're only choosing that one cup, and that's what you're going to dedicate yourself to. That's what you're going to commit to. So if you've been having trouble committing to certain things, because you're like, well, I do like this, but then I also like this, but then I also like this. It's like having so many hobbies that you're not able to really dedicate yourself to one. I feel like this month you are going to be doing that. However, you're going to have to take that risk of letting all the other potential ways, potential paths you could have gone, potential people you could have gone with fall to the wayside. But it is going to be, with the Two of Cups coming out, it's going to be quite apparent what is your perfect match, especially if you're giving these things equal weight with the to be fair card. Because once you actually are neutral towards everything, once you take a look at all your options, all your possibilities, you're going to realize that some hold more weight for you than others. And you're going to be able to quickly and easily sort of push to the wayside the things that aren't as valuable or aren't on the same wavelength as you. I'm kind of getting the image of like I don't know what they're called, but do you know those, like when they have, uh, I'm trying to explain it. Like when you're sitting at a table and then you talk to, it's like a matching, it's like a matchmaking thing, right? And you talk to another person for 5-10 minutes, however long, and then they leave and then the next one comes in and you talk to them, and then you pick whichever one you liked the best. I feel like that's kind of what's happening this month for you. You're going to be introduced to a lot of things, and as long as you're giving them equal weight, you're coming at them with an open mind, you're going to be able to quickly choose, okay, I want this one, I want that one, I want that one. But in doing so, you also have to accept the fact that certain things are going to fall away as well. So you're going to have to sacrifice certain things in order to dedicate yourself to these other ones, right? Because we only have 24 hours in a day, and 8 of those hours, 8 to 10 of those hours, I should say 8 to 12 of those hours. Sometimes I sleep 12 hours a night. But 8 to 12 of those hours are spent sleeping, right? So we can't, unfortunately, we can't dedicate ourselves to everything. And trust me, I feel you on that if this is how you've been feeling, or this is how you are going to be feeling this month, because I am somebody with a lot of hobbies. I love doing a lot of things. I can see myself doing a lot of things, but in order to fully live your life, you need to only dedicate yourself to those things that bring you the most value. It's almost like you're finally going to be choosing a path this month. You're finally going to be choosing, dedicating yourself to certain to a certain dream you have, and in doing so you're going to have to sacrifice all those other dreams that you may have had as well, since this is that dreams, desires, goals section of your reading today. But let's go ahead and take a look at relationships here, pile, for you. We have, in regards to just non-romantic relationships, we have the 10 of Swords, Shark, Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth, and then Music. There is a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. Let me just take a moment to sit with this. You know, it's interesting that in this version of the Rider Waite, this figure is facing us. In other versions, he's facing away. He's facing towards the sea and the rising dawn, the rising sun. And I feel like for you, Pile, too, when it comes to because romantic relationships is in this card, right? That I'll flip over in a bit. But this could be in regards to romance, but I feel like for a lot of you, this is accepting certain losses when it comes to other relationships in your life. This could be friendships, this could be family, this could be coworkers, anything like that. I feel like there's going to be an ending here, but you're already experiencing this. You already know it's coming. What you don't see coming is this rising dawn. With the rising dawn and this person facing away from it, the shark is talking about when I see the shark card and with music, it's almost like, do you know how sharks can can smell blood from like a very, very long distance? And then with music, we have there's a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. I feel like what you don't see coming is this rising dawn from these certain relationships ending. If you've had a lot of relationships ending in your life, or maybe just one really important one, and you're still recovering from it, it could have been even somebody betraying you. I feel like you are this month finally going to be seeing that the light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to be healing quite a bit from it this month. Um, Being able to stand on your own 2 feet again. I'm hearing Blood in the Water or I think it's just called Blood / Water by Grandson. But that could have just been because I was mentioning Blood in the Water, but that may be significant for some of you if you want to take a listen. Oh, and music came out, so maybe it is actually significant for you. um, So yeah, you may be getting a lot. Oh, okay. You may get a lot of messages in regards to relationships through music. So there may be a falling out here in regards to a certain relationship or certain relationships, but you are going to be able to move past that for sure. Especially if it's already happened. This is the month that you're going to be moving past that. It's just important that you listen, that you sit in that grief that you have, that you grieve it basically, that you experience that pain and try not to distract yourself from it. Try not to suppress it, because the only way that you're going to be able to move past it is if you allow yourself to feel it. It's kind of reminding me of this 12th house, and with the 7 of cups, as I was saying earlier, is giving every emotion equal weight, even maybe those that may be uncomfortable. That's going to help you move past it. And music may also help you in that regard as well, if music is something that is near and dear to your heart. But let's go ahead and take a look at your romantic relationships this month. Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'm getting a very specific message here. So only take this if it resonates. But somebody might make you like a playlist, or, a mixtape back in the day as it was called. And I feel like whoever this is, their intentions may not necessarily be the best, but you're going to be able to tell that through the music that they send you. So you're going to be getting a lot of messages from music that you hear in general than other people sending you music that is going to give you a lot of information. So definitely listen to those things. Listen to the whispers I'm getting, like with this, there's a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. Go beyond the surface when it comes to certain relationships, certain people's words, certain people's actions towards you. There's going to be a deeper meaning there. But you have lots of cups here in your reading. 3 cups cards. So for you, pile 2, be careful of in your romantic life people, because I feel like if you're somebody that's searching for romance, searching for a romantic partner, that perfect match with the 2 of cups, then you're definitely going to be having a lot of offers, a lot of people coming up to you, especially if you're putting yourself out there. But not all that glitters is gold. Not everybody is going to have your best intentions at heart, is going to want to have that dedicated, committed relationship. So it's important that you discern those people from the people who are genuine. And you're going to be able to do it because I feel like this month you're going to be very discerning. You're going to have a lot of intuitive hits that come through that show that as long as you're open to that, that are going to be able to, like with the shark, it's like you're going to be able to smell people's intentions from a mile away, right? You're because you have experience here. Just make sure you're listening to those feelings and that come up when it comes to certain people offering you things, because not everybody is going to have the best of intentions here, especially if they come off very like because with the page of cups for me is somebody who can like shapeshift, right? He can be whoever you want him to be. He's an actor. So some people are going to be acting like what you want, but not necessarily that's not necessarily who they really are. They're just doing that because they want something from you. And you're but with the to be fair card, 7 of cups, and then the 2 of cups, especially if your dream, your main goal right now is to be in a relationship, is to find that perfect match for you when it comes to another person, then trust yourself to be able to determine who is acting and who is being authentic towards you. And you're going to be getting a lot of hints and signs from the universe in regards to that as well, especially if you just ask them. Just ask for a sign, is this the right person for me? And trusting that you will know the one when they show up. And as the other thing I want to add with this page of with this page of cups is, if this is you, if you feel like you are somebody that can easily adapt to other people, easily take on other people's energy and shapeshift to be what they want you to be, especially if you're currently in a relationship and you're doing this, then this is a message to take a hard, long look at that and why you feel the need to hide your true self from your partner and only be what they want you to be, or try and or at least act like that's what sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Then this is a message to ask yourself why you feel the need to do that. Because when we come at a relationship from a place of acting, or a place like we need to be a specific way in order to have this person like me, then that can sometimes lead to resentment eventually with that person, because it's like that person's only going to love this thing that we show them, this version of ourselves that we show them. They don't actually love us for who we are, right? So try not to I like when you're courting somebody or the beginning of a relationship, sure, you always want to put your best foot forward, right? But at some point you want to be able to open up to that person and show them everything, even the flaws, because that's what creates an intimate, loving, honest relationship with the 2 of cups. They come at each other equally, and that's why they're wearing 2 different clothes, right? They're not completely the same people in this 2 of cups. Um they have their differences, but they respect each other and they accept each other for those differences. So make sure you are not shape shifting or hiding certain parts of yourself forever from a certain person, especially if you're currently in a relationship. I feel like now is the time to open up a bit, and if that and to and it's courageous. It takes bravery. It takes a lot of bravery to show yourself to somebody, especially in our society where we um, expect people to act a certain way. And if you don't act a certain way, then, you are deemed, you are shunned, or you are outcast, or things like that. So, of course, it takes a, a lot of bravery to show up to our relationships authentically. But and now I'm being drawn to the 12th house as well, because the 12th house can indicate sort of hidden things, sort of isolation. And I feel like when you don't come authentically into a relationship, um, then you feel kind of isolated. You feel lonely. That loneliness is there. And so I feel like this month it's important for you to start, if you are in a relationship already, to start opening up opening yourself up more. And I know it's scary because it's like, what if I open myself up and then that person leaves? And I love them, right? I really like this person. I don't want them to leave. However, if that person cannot accept you for who you really are, for your flaws, for your mistakes, for your differences, and do you really want them in your life in the first place? Are they really a Two of Cups match for you? Just something to think about. But I feel like this month relationships are definitely going to be a big topic for sure. But let us move on to the third section of this reading, where this is sort of like a couple different things. This could be depending on just how I feel about the cards when they come out, but this could be spirituality. This could be how you are feeling, the general feeling you will have this month, as well as just additional messages and advice from spirit and your spiritual teams. So we have the Queen of Swords, bridge, successfully overcoming a problem, and then trust. The robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. Trust coming out with the Queen of Swords is very, very interesting, very telling, especially the message here of trusting your wings and not the branch you sit on. As in, trust yourself, trust in your abilities, trust in your position, trust in your mind, your intellect, your logic, your ability to make. Oh, and that's right. We do have this to be fair card, which reminds me of this queen as well. To me, the queen is kind of like Libra energy, and Libra can be all about giving equal weight to both sides, as well as the bridge. You know, when you make a bridge, you kind of need to it's like a balancing act, right? As well as the fact that bridges connect two places together that may not necessarily have been able to be traversed before. When you build a bridge, you are able to get over to the other side of something. And you can also say like bridging the gap, right? That's that saying, bridging the gap. So you're bridging the gap somewhere. I feel like this month, pile 3, sorry, I don't know why I said pile 3. I feel like this month, pile 2, you're really trusting in your decision making. You're trusting in your ability to make fair and just decisions, to make the right decisions for you. And that's why you're willing to take certain risks. That's why you're willing to put yourself out there in certain ways or dedicate yourself to something, because this month you are finally going to be able to trust in a decision you made, or going to be making a decision in regards to a certain path, a certain dedication when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to certain people, on whether to keep them in your life, whether to let them go. And that's because you are in such a solid position right now. Or if you're not feeling that way, then during this month you will start to feel that way. Because what's really standing out to me in this spread right here is the saying, the robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. So you are allowing anything to fall away that wants to fall away. And you are allowing anything to come into your life that wants to come into your life. And you're giving them equal attention. You're treating everything fairly in your life, because you trust in your ability to, one, see through any fogginess, see through any lies, anyone that tries to come to you with any shadiness. You're able to see through that, but you're also able to, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It's like being so secure in yourself that you are just like in flow with the universe. You allow spirit to bring anything into your life, and you allow anything to leave as well. And you make those decisions as well, right? It's not just spirit. You are in control of that as well. You are in control of what you allow into your life and what you don't allow into your life as well. It's like it's a equal thing here. It's like trusting your decisions will always lead you to where you want to be, will always lead you to where you want to go, and gaining a very clear, higher perspective on certain people, places, things, a clear perspective on why you want certain things, on which things you want to go after, which things you want to build a bridge to, successfully overcoming a problem. You're going to be successfully overcoming any problems that come your way this month, pile two, as well, as long as you are doing it in a fair and just manner. With the To Be Fair and the Queen of Swords coming out. The Queen of Swords is a very neutral card. She is able to see all sides of a situation. Reminds me of the Seven of Cups as well. You're able to see all sides of a certain situation this month, pile two. And I feel like, especially when it comes to your like mental state, I feel like this is a very internal type thing. It could be external, of course, external problems, but with the 12th house coming out, it's almost like a mental state, a mental thing where you are overcoming like a dilemma that's in your head or a decision that you have been putting off. I feel like this month, pile two, as I said before, it's very relationship heavy. Um, but it's like with this Ten of Swords, what I'm getting with this Ten of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Cups, it's like you're able to see where certain actions or behaviors or thoughts that you have, mindsets that you have, where they are coming from, how they arrived, who put these swords in your back, and how are they currently affecting the way you operate in the world today. I feel like you're going to really be able to discern that now. You're going to be able to pinpoint where certain thoughts come from, where certain behaviors, certain unconscious patterns that you have, where they originated from. What wounds are you still carrying around here? And you're going to be able to overcome them, because you're going to be able to come to them from a neutral place, from a very fair place, and allow them to speak their truth to you. But let's get some additional messages and guidance from Spirit for this month, pile two. As well as perhaps certain chakras or crystals you may want to, as well as certain chakras and crystals that you may want to work with if you are interested. Okay, we have here truth. Speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to. Throat chakra, turquoise. And this came out in pile one, so you may have been drawn to pile one as well. And then we have solar plexus chakra, citrine, abundance. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. The world is abundant when you choose to see it that way, on the bottom of the deck. Like I said, like I was talking about before, I feel like you're going to be able to see not only the truth of other people's true intentions, but also the truth of where certain mindsets, certain behaviors, certain thought processes that you have come from, especially when it comes to how you approach certain relationships in your life. Let's get a card from this deck. We have South Node, don't let your past hold you back. You are good enough underneath that. Meditate and contemplate. New Moon in Pisces on the bottom of the deck. Very similar to pile one, I'll say, some of these cards. Yeah, pile two, definitely shedding certain fears, certain trepidation, seeing the truth of where they come from this month. With the 12th house, truth, don't let your past hold you back. Past situations, past connections that you have had may be coming up in order for you to gain a clearer perspective in regards to them, so that you it's like how people say sometimes you get into certain relationships so that you learn what you don't want. It's like that. You know exactly what you don't want, and because of that, you are learning what you do want. And you're going to easily be able to recognize it this month. This month is all going to be about recognizing what you do want and what you don't want, what you value and what you don't value. anymore, and overcoming certain past situations that have been holding you back from what you truly want, with the bridge coming out and the Queen of Swords. Let's see what animal has a message for you for this month. Pile two, and I will be reading this card from the book. So what animal has a message for you in regards to your May 2026? Tarantula in reverse. So what I'm getting, and then peacock upright, not from this card, but just was when I was shuffling, I was also getting the message of certain past wounds, past situations coming up this month, maybe even similar things coming up this month, so that you can, and you'll be able to see them and be compare them to past situations and be like, no, I don't want that. Going back to that example I was talking about how like the matchmaking, where it's like seeing somebody that reminds you exactly of a like a toxic ex, and then realizing, yeah, I'm not putting myself in that situation again. Very, very discerning this month. You're going to be very discerning this month. You're going to be able to get to the truth of things very easily, the truth of people, of other people's intentions, of other, doesn't even have to be romance. It's like coworkers or a boss, or certain family members. You've been hurt in the past and you have certain scars, and those scars teach you things. Those scars are certain lessons. You don't know what you're going to get with the Seven of Cups. You look at all these cups and you're like, if I choose this one, what will I get? If I choose that, I don't know what I'm going to get. But I feel like you are going to be able to see these cups. You're able to see what is in these cups, whereas some people may not. And that's because you have a lot of experiences, and they may not necessarily all be good experiences. They could be painful experiences as well. So you're able to see through a lot of BS that comes your way this month. But certain past experiences are definitely going to be falling away here for good. You're going to be overcoming them. You're going to be able to realize why they happened. You're going to be able to learn from them. And from then, you're going to be able to know what you do want. And yeah, this is starting to sound like pile one a bit. So you may have been drawn to that pile as well. But if you weren't, then you know, don't worry about it. But let me go ahead and read this. Let me go ahead and read this tarantula from the book. We have here Tarantula at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. That's that Seven of Cups. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose, or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, follows intuition. When out of balance, hesitates, over intellectualizes. To bring into balance, daily journaling. And yours came out in reverse, so I would focus on the out of balance. You may be hesitating over making a certain decision, or over intellectualizing certain past situations, certain things that have been happening, or a certain decision you've been needing, sorry, a certain decision that you have been needing to make. And that's why it's important for you to focus on emotions as well. With the Seven of Cups coming out, the To Be Fair Oracle card, the Queen of Swords, and then the Two of Cups, definitely. Getting to the truth of the situation through your emotional body rather than only your intellectual. And so you may want to pick up daily journaling if that's something that interests you. It may help you come to this decision, to write things down, to get it out of your head. As you journal, pay attention to how you feel as well when you're journaling, because that'll give you a lot of emotions, because that'll give you a lot of informations as well. So overall, pile two, for your month of May, you're going to be making a certain decision that is going to require you to balance your emotions and intuition over your rational, logical mind. You don't want to give too much weight to one thing, such as emotions or intuition, or to the logic aspect, right? You want to be able to balance that, as well as the fact that you're going to be getting to the truth in a lot of situations this month. You are going to be able to speak your truth, but you're also going to be able to discern other people's actions, other people's intentions. If they're not coming at you with authenticity and genuinity, then you're going to be able to discern that very, very easily. You may be getting a lot of messages through music this month, so definitely if you are somebody that really connects to spirit through music or just really enjoys music, you may want to pay a bit more attention to your feelings when you listen to certain songs or just certain lyrics that pop out to you, because that may give you a lot of insight and clarity into this decision that you're going to be making this month as well. But lastly, pile 2, I want to pull an affirmation card for you. So let's get you an affirmation card for the month of May. Everyone's a teacher, for sure. Let's see. Everyone's a teacher. Everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones I call friends. The ones who give me the hard lessons I sometimes call a-holes. They've chosen a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So today I'm thanking all the a-holes. Thank you, a-holes, for playing your part in making me a better person. And then underneath that, we had no judgment, or underneath the deck, we had no judgment. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. That reminds me of the over intellectualizing with the tarantula. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? So yeah, it's important for you to come at this month without judgment in regards to specifically, I feel like yourself, certain emotions you may feel, certain thoughts you may have, not judging them, simply being a neutral observer of them and realizing where they stem from, where they come from, if they're helpful, if they're harmful. But for sure this month, pile 2, you are going to be making a clear decision on something you've been wanting for a long time now, and it's going to be a perfect match with the 2 of Cups. That is all I'm seeing for you today. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you to Spirit and our spirit guides for these messages. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest and a wonderful May, and I will see you in the next one. Hello. If you chose this carnelian, then this is the pile for you, and this is pile 3. First thing I want to say is I want to talk about this crystal a little bit, because when I presented this crystal, I put it this way, and I did that for a reason, because I wanted to see something. I wanted to, if you chose this pile, I want to explain this crystal to you, and then I want you to let me know how this resonates, basically. I'm testing something. So this crystal, when you look at it this way, it looks like all the others, right? Just a simple sort of palm stone carnelian. And then you turn it over and you can see it's cracked inside. But you can also, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but there's, it's like a geode, little crystals right there, shining crystals. And when I received this crystal, it was supposed to be an egg, but it was broken in transit. And I remember feeling a little disappointed, like, it looked really nice and things like that. But when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? This just means I have more pieces of the crystal, right? And I feel like for you, pile 3, there's 2 things. One is that this month you may crack something open and find a wonderful gift inside. Also, certain disappointments that may have happened in the recent past or may happen this month are actually going to be, I feel like you're going to be feeling very optimistic this month. Like you're always going to be able to see the silver lining on certain things that may happen or may have happened. So that's just what I'm getting with the crystal. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of your cards, right? So this card right here is going to tell me the overall theme of your month of May. We have fork in the road. Okay. And then this card is going to tell me a significant event that will happen for you this month. We have Queen of Wands upright. And then I'm going to roll this dice. This dice just has numbers up to 12 and is representative of the 12 houses in a birth chart, which are just the sectors, certain areas in our life. So the number that appears here is going to show me where the significant event is happening in your life. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can still see it. So it rolled on a 2. Interesting. So the second house is first and foremost our finances, our resources, our valuables, and so the things that we own, the things that we have. So let's start out with this fork in the road card here, pile 3. What I'm getting with this card is you may be detoured here. You may have to take the long way around on something. May have to do with your finances when it comes to the dice, the second house. The second house is finances. It is the things we own, the things we value, our resources. It can even be our inner resources. So I feel like you're going to really be tapping into your inner spark, your inner resources this month, pile 3, in order to continue on to this detour. Because with fork in the road, this could be talking about like a crossroads and having to take one route over the other. But what I'm getting specifically for you is a detour. You're still going to get to that same place, but you may not necessarily be taking the direct route there because there may be financial restraints perhaps with the second house, but it's just something blocking your path, like like when you're driving and there's construction and you have to go on a whole different detour that may add 5-10 minutes to your estimated time of arrival, right? That's the kind of energy I'm getting for you this month. But with the Queen of Wands, I feel like you're going to be not feeling that bad about it. I feel like you're going to really be enjoying it. You're going to be just enjoying the, like, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of, like, with this carnelian, right? You're gonna be having a lot of interesting moments on this detour. So it's like going on that detour and then seeing a herd of deer, right? And being excited, like, oh my gosh, look at that. Seeing beautiful flowers along the path, meeting some cool people along this path, being able to showcase who you are and things like that. Like, I feel like this detour is gonna feel good. It's not gonna feel like a slog. It's not going to feel like bad. It's actually going to feel really good, um, which is interesting. And there's so many symbols on this card. You can see there is like this. I don't know what this is. It looks like a deer, but because of um, the horns, but it also looks kind of like a llama. The way it's shaped with its long neck has an owl riding on it. There looks to be like a monkey here, and I just realized this is like a fork. This is actually literally a fork. So I feel like you're going to be meeting a lot of interesting people, situations, events on this detour. And I'm hearing Field Trip by Melanie Martinez. So that song may feel relevant to you. Um, you may want to take a listen and see if anything stands out to you. Notice any feelings that come up when you listen to that song. But yeah, that's for those of you who are interested in that. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the certain areas of your life that will be at certain areas of your life and what will be happening for them this month. Over here, all the way on the far left, we have your dreams, goals, and desires. This can be anything. This can be the thing that you currently want right now. This is what you are working towards right now. This is what you are putting your energy towards to attain. That's sort of the energy of this area. So we have, okay, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that kind of makes sense with fork in the road. Purse. Pay attention to Whoa, pay attention to your finances. Okay, pay attention to your finances. That's big this month with the second house coming out as well. And then we have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. And then let go. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. Hmm. Okay. I'm getting a very specific message for some of you. So only take it for it resonates. So only take it if it resonates. But for some of you, you may have to put in a bit more investment into something that you are working towards than you originally thought. This, for instance, like I'm getting the image of building a house, constructing, doing some sort of construction, and then you realize something is a lot worse or needs a lot more work than you originally thought. And so you have to put more time into it, you have to put more money into it, you have to put more finances into it. So this month, when it comes to your dreams, goals, desires, finances may definitely be in the forefront of your mind this month. However, and in doing so, you may have to sacrifice some sort of like mm, what's the term? Like you may have to dip into savings, or you may have to with let go, it's like you may have to sacrifice some sort of pleasure this month, some sort of subscription this month in order to finance this thing that comes up, right? This fork in the road in order for you to take that detour. So, but it's all about your mindset, right? It's all about how you feel about it with this Queen of Wands. I feel like you should be confident in your decision. It's less, you don't want to feel like, oh man, I really don't want to give this up, or I don't want to have to dip into my savings to do this and things like that. And it's going to be important that you focus on the future that's going to come from investing into this, because with growth, it's like the tallest oak once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. So don't be afraid to put a little bit of investment into this if you want it to work out, for sure. So yeah, you definitely may have to move certain things around in order to get this thing going. So if you're trying to create something, if you're trying to open up a business, like I keep getting that image of like opening, like I was doing like house construction before, right? But this is like, opening a business, realizing that you have to do XYZ and it all costs a bunch of money, and it's saying like, don't worry, you're investing into your future, you're investing into your future here. And I feel like you're going to know that because with the Queen of Wands kind of overlooking this entire spread, it's like you are confident in your ability to attain what you want, to pursue what you want, to attract the finances, the help, the resources that you need in order to continue and pursue this path that you're on. You definitely have that attraction. So don't be afraid to use your charm, to use your charisma in order to get to places that you need to be in order to continue, in order to succeed in some avenue that you're trying to take. Don't be afraid to invest. That's the biggest message here. But also, you want to be responsible with your finances, right? So take things slow. You don't want to overgive too much all at once. Take things slow. Definitely take things slow. But let's move on to your relationships here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. We have March. Period of prosperity and abundance. Yes, that is what's coming with bread. We have bread, period of prosperity and abundance. And then clearing, make room for new growth. That kind of reminds me of this let go card. I feel like people, maybe you're like, demoing something in order to get people to invest into your business or into something. And that's where this Queen of Wands comes in, right? That's what I was talking about with attraction, attracting the necessary resources in order to continue on to this venture. And that might be that fork in the road. That might be the detour you have to take, is going and asking, certain companies, certain investors, like, hey, I'm building this. Are you interested? And then, so I feel like when it comes to relationships, I feel like a big part is going to be like work relationships, networking, um, things like that. It's interesting. Very interesting reading you guys have. And then also when it comes to romance for you guys, because on the left here we have just general relationships. On the right, I have it specifically for like romantic relationships. But when it comes to reading, I'm kind of like flexible with the spreads. It's like some cards can mean a lot of different things. But for you guys, when it comes to romance, I feel like it's kind of slow going with the night, right? It's coming. I feel like if you're currently in a relationship, then this is kind of very steady, stable energy. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of different movement or change when it comes to this. However, if you are, let me put this up in the forefront. However, if you are searching for a relationship, then I feel like it's important for you to, I mean, honestly, for a lot of you, I feel like you're not. I feel like you guys are actually really focused on other things like work and other pursuits that you have. But with the Knight of Pentacles, you may meet somebody if you're looking for a relationship or if you're currently single. You may meet somebody at one of these sort of networking events or some sort of event when it comes to your business. You may meet a business partner, um, someone that's interested in this, someone that's interested in your work and what you're currently pursuing, and it may turn into something more, but it's definitely going to be very slow with the Knight of Pentacles. This is not something that happens right away. This is not like the Knight of Wands where it's like an immediate spark, an immediate attraction. This is something that happens very slow. This is something that comes up on you. You're like, wait, I actually really like this person that you've known for like a really long time, right? You could know somebody for years, and then you finally realize, like, wait, it would be interesting if something more could develop. So I don't really see a lot happening when it comes to romance, to be honest, but I see a lot happening when it comes to your finances with and when it comes to other people in regards to your finances with this bread period of prosperity and abundance. I feel like if there's some sort of investment that you're looking for, you're going to get that. Maybe it's like a scholarship, maybe you applied for certain scholarships, certain help. It's going to come through. However, you may have to let certain things go in order for it to come through. So keep that in mind. And March may be significant for you. You may have a birthday in March. You may have started this pursuit in March, or next March, something may come through as well. But overall, I feel like this card is going to mean different things for different people. But yeah, you definitely have a lot of people interested in you and what you're doing, especially with you coming through as the Queen of Wands. It's like they're looking at what route you're going to take and how you're going to pursue this and before coming through to say, like, hey, I want to help. But lastly, all the way on the right here for you, Pile 3, I have sort of the topic is spirituality, how you're going to be feeling this month, and or anything else that spirit or and your spirit guides want to let you know, want to give you more information on. So we have the Star in reverse, and let me just quickly cover that. We have the Star in reverse. Interesting. Peacock, beware of great pride. And humility, flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. Interesting. Okay. I have a few things to say about this because with the peacock with pride and humility coming through with the Queen of Wands is very, very interesting. Because I feel like with the wand court cards, there can be a bit or a lot of pride there if it's taken to an extreme. So definitely a message here of being realistic, being practical, coming back down to earth and not getting too high up on your, I guess, like accomplishments or what you're doing. Especially if you're trying to get somebody to invest in you. Coming at it from a place of humility may do you good here, especially with the star coming out in reverse, because the star comes after the tower. And what is that? The tower card. The tower card is somebody or people building a tower so far high up that the divine has to come down and bring it back down to earth, right? Destroy that tower, bring it back down to earth. And then we get the star. This is them coming back down to earth and realizing, yeah, maybe my tower wasn't as stable as I thought it was. Maybe I need to go back to, square one and having to start over. And so I'm getting a couple of different messages for this stack of cards. The first thing I am getting is not comparing yourself to other people and where they're at with the humility. If you're trying to build something and you're looking at what other people who are doing the same thing and you're like, dang, why am I not there yet? Why do I have to jump through so many hoops to be able to get through this when it's so easy for other people? It's like you may not necessarily be seeing the whole picture. You're not seeing all the work that has gone through how much work these other people have done, right? You're only seeing the surface level stuff. So definitely do not compare your path to other people. Big message there when it comes to this pursuit this May, right? You may be going to an event or some sort of be around a lot of people that are in the same field as you and experiencing the same thing, going after the same thing, and so you may feel a sense of you know jealousy or envy, or just like it's like some of you may be feeling a lack of confidence because of that, and then some of you may be comparing yourself to other people and being like, wow, I'm so much better off than them, and that's not good either, right? You want to have that balance. Your path is your own. Nobody else can walk your path. Nobody else is going to have the same path as you, and so it's kind of useless, I guess, to compare your path to other people, to compare your beginning to other people's ends. And it goes both ways, not just people that are above you, comparing yourself to people that are above you or in a higher station than you, but comparing yourself to people that are below you, right? Beware of great pride with the peacock. I feel like this is sort of a warning of you to beware of your own pride, but also to beware of other people trying to show off in order to get a reaction out of you, in order to um like make you jealous of them or something, right? With the peacock. So definitely a message to remain true to your own path, and even if there's detours, even if there is delays and obstacles, no one can walk it but you. And believing in yourself, believing in your ability to attract what you want and to maintain what you have. There's a lot of characters here in your pile, because we have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, right? That's 3 court cards right there. So definitely a lot of different personalities coming through this month. You're going to be meeting a lot of different personalities. And so it's important that you remain true to yourself and come at these people with confidence and authenticity. The Queen of Wands is a very authentic card. She may not necessarily show everything, but she is not afraid to show everything. That's the difference. She's not afraid to be authentic, to be who she is, and to come at things with her own point of view and her own style. But let's get some more cards here, pile 3. Let's get some more messages from Spirit on how your month of May is going to go and any advice that they may want to bring up. My pile 3s. Okay. We have here compassion, Heart chakra, jade, compassion. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. That kind of reminds me of the this area over here. But I'll get more into it. And then underneath that, we have third eye chakra, lepidolite, signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. Very, very interesting with the fork in the road as well. Definitely going to be guided a lot this month, pile 3, in regards to what route to take when it comes to your dreams, goals, desires. And I feel like you're going to be getting help from a lot of people. But at the same time, there are going to be people that don't want to see you succeed. There's going to be people that want to make you feel bad or stop you from shining with this peacock. And that may be yourself. That may be yourself that does it. And so it's important to come at this month. It's important for you to come at everything with compassion here, with your heart, with the Queen of Wands, your heart. When it comes to the wands, like the court card wands, I always do think of the heart, especially with lions being a big symbol on this queen, as well as confidence. I feel like some of you are very confident, some of you are not confident enough, and there needs to be this balance here of being confident enough to take action or pursue something, but at the same time maintaining a sense of humility in order to be open to different options or different ways of doing things, because people can teach you a lot. It may benefit for you to look at people who are currently have succeeded in what you are currently going after, what you are currently pursuing, what is most on your mind. So this month it's going to be important for you to pay attention to those people and see how they did it. See if that's the way you want to go, if you may want to take your own route. Because I feel like there's going to have to be a balance here of maintaining the status quo of how people have usually done things, but then also doing your own, experimenting and going your own route, your own path. But yeah, I feel like if anybody tries to rile you up this month, pile 3, anyone's trying to show off to you or make you feel like your accomplishments aren't as good as theirs, or just that you're not good enough for this, good enough for them or for your what's the word? I can't remember. I don't know. I'm blanking out on the word, but like your field, like you're not good enough for your field or what you're trying to pursue, then I feel like it's important for you to, first of all, not react right away. Don't let them see your reaction. Don't try to overcompensate either, like to come off more confident than you really are in the face of them. Just I feel like a sense of calmness is needed here. Being calm, being reserved, being and proving them wrong through you succeeding, through your actions, right? You don't need to defend yourself verbally. You don't need to defend yourself in front of them. You don't need to attack them either. All you have to do is just focus on you, focus on your path, and focus on what you're doing, and have compassion for yourself um, in the meantime. And let me put this here. Let me put this here. I'm gonna put this here. And then let's get another card here. Look at that. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. And we have that arrow, just like we have that arrow here. So you're definitely going to be given direction this month. Anywhere that you have been feeling stuck or you have been not knowing where to go, you're definitely going to be getting direction here, especially in regards to some sort of finances. Like if you've been stuck or haven't been able to move forward somewhere because of finances, that's going to be changing this month for sure. You're going to be seeing progress. Definitely going to be getting a direction, a sense of direction. And I feel like it's going to be very exciting, a very exciting month for you. You're going to be introduced to a lot of new things, new ideas, new ways of doing things. And that may even come from yourself. You may be introducing a new way to do something. but it's also a month of keeping your options open. No, that's not right. It's also a month of keeping your having an open mind and an open heart, because the route that you take to succeed somewhere, the route that you take to pursue something may not necessarily be the same that others have taken. It may be a bit unconventional, it may be new, and others might put you down for that. So trust yourself, really trust yourself. And you're going to be given a lot of signs on what route to take, what direction to take here. But now let's see what animal has a message for you for this month of May. You may get a lot of messages. You may see a lot of signs from animals, may get a lot of messages from animals, and you may just be very connected to animals this month, because I'm just noticing on this card a bunch of animals here, as well as the cat on the Queen of Wands, the bird on the star, and then we have eagle. For sure, eagle. And I'm going to read this from the book for you guys. Here we have all-pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This bird is both physically and spiritually strong. Reminds me of this Queen of Pentacles. Reminds me of this Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. And represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Definitely going to be moving into your Queen of Wands energy this month, pile 3. You're kind of going to be pushed into it. I feel like that's what this detour is for. It's to push you into this Queen of Wands energy. So don't be afraid to be your brightest and most powerful self. So yeah, you may come up with a few obstacles, a few delays, but that's because it's pushing you to learn from it, to find your inner power and your inner confidence through it. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, bright, radiant challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. Definitely stepping into the unknown somewhere here. Pile 3, kind of going to be pushed into it this month, but you're definitely going to be able to overcome it with this eagle. You're stronger than you think. You are more it's really like you're going to see a whole different side of yourself through this detour that you're going through. And luck is definitely on your side with this new moon in Sagittarius. So this is definitely not something to be afraid of. It's something the court sign to kind of just like take the reins of, and definitely going to be finding courage here. And it's going to bring in luck. It's going to bring in a period of prosperity and abundance. Like it's like I keep getting this image of like networking, like being afraid to put yourself out there, being afraid to reveal something you've been working on, but then you're kind of going to be pushed to do that this month, and in doing so you're going to find a lot of people interested, a lot of people wanting to invest in this. So definitely put yourself out there this month, pile 3. But lastly, let's get an affirmation card for you guys. And for you guys specifically, you can use this affirmation if you're feeling a bit feeling a bit scared, uncertain, if you should take this path, if you can really do it, if you can really succeed here. An affirmation to use for their personal growth. And we have growth here. You are definitely being pushed to grow somewhere, pile 3. This is a month of growth. So we have here personal growth. As I move towards greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. So the training wheels are coming off somewhere, pile 3. But you can ride that bike all by yourself. You don't need training wheels anymore with this Queen of Wands. This could be like moving. I'm getting the image of like, when birds have to leave the nest, like moving out, living on your own for the first time, or going to college, starting going somewhere new, going onto a new path, or having to take a detour and not knowing necessarily where you're going to be led. And so it's important for you to take things slow, take things one step at a time, but you can definitely do it. And I feel like at the end, you're going to succeed for sure, because you have challenges coming up this month, but you're going to be able to overcome them very easily, very, maybe not very easily, but like very successfully with these cards coming out. Luck is on your side, and the eagle, queen of wands, even the star here. Definitely looks like a very exciting month for you, pile three. I feel like that's kind of the mindset you're being asked to have, an exciting and curious mindset for what is to come. But that is all I am seeing for you here, pile three. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. Thank you to Spirit and our Spirit guides for these messages. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful May, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, pile four. If you chose this grayish blue agate, then this is the pile for you. Now we're going to start off with the overall theme or energy of this month, which is why with 31. And this card is going to show us a significant event that's happening this month as well. Ace of Wands. Oh, that's wonderful to see. Lastly, let's go ahead and roll this 12-sided dice, representative of the 12 houses in an astrological chart, to show us where exactly this significant event is happening in your life. We have 5. Oh, okay. That's okay. All right, pile 4. I want to start off with the 5th house and this Ace of Wands. The 5th house is our first overall creativity, okay? And this can be anything that falls under that. And it can be children, it can be pleasure, how we enjoy ourselves. It can also be sex, sexual desires, as well as relationships sometimes, but not necessarily long-term committed relationships. It's more of that casual attraction. But for you specifically, pile 4, if you have been feeling like you are a bit bored, nothing is giving you stimulation, or nothing is really giving you haven't been feeling passion or spark in a while, if your life has felt a bit dull, I feel like for this month that's going to be changing. With this Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is that spark that we have for life, right? That it's inspiration. So if you are a creative specifically, if you have and you've been feeling like you're in a bit of a block, that's going to be clearing up this month. How? We'll get into that more, but overall, that's like the overall most significant thing happening for you this month, is that blockage is going to be clearing up. Anywhere where you've been feeling dull, you've been feeling like a lack of life, essentially. Wands can be associated with fire, and we cannot survive with fire. We would not be where we are today without fire, without inspiration, without that motivation, that drive to create, to innovate, to tap into our inner world and bring it out, manifest it into reality. So I feel like for you, you're getting that spark back, you're getting that creativity back this month. And with this Y card coming out, 31Y, as the overall theme of your month, I feel like one of the things that's driving you to one of the things that's bringing back this Ace of Wands into your life, this creative, pleasurable energy, is this question of why. You're understanding your motives more. You're going back to the basics of why you started something in the first place, why you felt so passionate, so driven towards something in the first place. You're recreating that energy, going back almost to that childlike energy, right? Because the 5th house is the house of children. So it's like you're seeing certain things in your life that maybe an adult would see boring, but you're seeing it with the eyes of a child, with that childlike wonder, like you're seeing it for the first time. It could be like you're rereading a book or a movie that you totally forgot about, and you're doing it, and you find that why you loved it in the first place. So a lot of things in your life, you're this month you're going to be falling back in love with them. Things that you have maybe felt bored with or have put to the wayside because you just didn't vibe with it anymore. It's like you're rediscovering your love for it. It's an amazing energy I'm feeling right now. So you're really rediscovering or discovering your why of something, why you're doing something. And this specifically may have to do with children or creativity. So perhaps you have been feeling a bit down when it comes to mothering your children, or just feeling uncertain, lost when it comes to that, and you're now you're just you're finding your why, right? Or creativity, why you started writing something, why you started painting, why you started drawing, why you started pottery, why you started some hobby, why you started some pursuit, why. And that's what's going to spark that inspiration again. That's what's going to allow you to rediscover your passion for it again, your drive. Because rather than just doing it because you love it, you're doing it with another sense of purpose. And that is almost going to be more powerful than doing it because you love it. It's a weird message I'm getting, because it's not like it's like adding on another layer of emotion past just I love to do this thing. It's like I want to do this because, right? It's not I love to do this, it's I want to do this because I love it, but then also because of all these other things. And so it's like, and every new thing that you add gives you more passion and drive for it. Um but let's get deeper into this energy. So on the left here, I have your dreams, goals, desires. So these cards are going to tell me about your current dreams, goals, desires this month, what's happening with them. This is things that you're pursuing currently. It could be work, it could be schooling, it could be certain hobbies. For you specifically, pile four, though, I feel like it's going to have to do with these creative pursuits. Or it's not just creative, right? It could be children, it could be some sort of casual relationship, dating, things like that. Anything that has to do with the fifth house. So I recommend looking up the fifth house and seeing all the significations for it if you would like, and something may pop out to you there. But let's go ahead and see these cards here. Okay, Nine of Cups in reverse. Yep, that makes sense. Nine of Cups in reverse, teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. And then retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. That kind of reminds me, the morning mist kind of reminds me of this Y card, which is kind of like the sun is shining down here, right? So I feel like if you are an early bird, then going out at sunrise may really allow you to get a lot of insights and deeper wisdom into certain dreams and goals you have. If you have been feeling like you want to give up on them, or if they've just been feeling not as um, fulfilling these days, could even help to. I feel like it's this. I feel like these cards are really asking you to enjoy those smaller, mundane moments, to romanticize your life again. Because with the Nine of Cups in reverse, I always I'm getting the feeling from this card of like not feeling fulfilled by anything. It's like not enjoying anything that you have. It's like just like a dull feeling. I'm feeling here, and it's kind of like an ask to bring that whimsy and that romance and that creativity back into your life. And in order to do that, I feel like it's enjoying those small moments, those mundane moments of having a cup of tea with a friend, of going out at dusk or dawn, enjoying, or your favorite time of day, and just sitting there and enjoying the nature, the sounds of the earth. And that's one of the ways that's going to bring this whimsy, this spark back into your life, but then also allow you deeper insights into why you do certain things, why you're pursuing certain dreams, why you have certain goals, and bring that inspiration back, as well as the fact that we have this teapot deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So this could be someone new coming into your life that kind of um, revitalizes that spark. It helps revitalize that spark by giving you certain insights or conversations, but it's also just maybe you have somebody already that talking to them and getting your thoughts out with them may help you determine these why questions as well. Why am I doing this? Why is this, but not just that, but why am I currently blocked? Why is nothing happening right now? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling so bored, so dull in my life? Why can I not find amusement in the things that I used to once love? And in doing so and asking yourself those questions and waiting for those answers to come through from within yourself, that's going to revitalize your love for certain things that you may have been feeling bored about recently. As well as I'm getting if there's certain like movies or books or things that you really loved as a child and that really allowed you to like just like escape from the world, I feel like that may also be helpful right now, is going back to those things. So like for instance, for me, when I was a kid, I used to love, well, first of all, I used to love reading fantasy books. But specifically, what's popping in my head for me is Lord of the Rings. I used to watch Lord of the Rings all of the time when I was a kid. When I was bored, I would watch it. Um, and I only had the first two movies on DVD. I didn't have the third one. So I could only watch the first two movies and then I'd never be able to watch the third one. And so that's just popping into my head right now of like doing things you used to love to do as a child that also that you or that you may have loved to do as a child, but you didn't have the resources to do it. You didn't have the freedom to do it. That may also help you get out of this like funk that I feel like you've been in. But overall, this month is you overcoming this as well. So that may be a relief for you to hear. It certainly would be for me. But let's go ahead and take a look at your relationships. We have here the King of Swords. Getting okay, I'm getting quite a strict controlling vibe from this guy. But on the right we have the Magician. Okay. And then Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. Interesting. And then Hope, an idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. You're definitely rediscovering hope here. Pile 4, especially if your life has felt colorless lately. If you have felt dull, if you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again every day, it's time to change things up. It's time to do things a bit differently and sort of jolt, it's like jolt your body and your energy into action, kind of um like it's like if you have the same routine and you've been doing this routine for like years and years and years, I would try changing it up a bit. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to take anything away, but maybe try changing the order of what you do in this routine. And it's kind of like going to wake you up almost. I feel like this is a month of you waking up out of a long, long slumber that you've been through. Now, let's move on to the relationship side here. As I was getting with this King of Swords, I don't know why I'm getting like a pretty like controlling vibe here when it comes to the King of Swords. I feel like this could be somebody else trying to control you in your life. But honestly, for most of you, I'm feeling like this is you. This is like some part of you that has how do I put this? It's like you've become if you grew up in a very controlling household or like with a very controlling parent, it's like now you've almost become that person in towards yourself, towards yourself as well as maybe towards other people as well. And if that resonates, I feel like this is an issue that's going to be coming up and you're going to be asking yourself, well, why does that happen? Why do I no longer have certain people in my life, or why do I feel like I have to control certain relationships or control myself, control how I come across in relationships? Because if you are, I feel like if you are trying to, it could even be like maybe you grew up in a very kind of controlling household, and now maybe you are, if you're a parent, it's like you feel like you're coming across as very controlling, something like that. There's something that having to do with control here with this King of Swords I keep getting. So I feel like this month it's going to be important for you to kind of relinquish a little bit of control, and that is going to help things flow a lot easier, especially when it comes to relationships. Allow people to come through with their truth without you trying to control them, as well as not trying to control your emotions when it comes to certain relationships, and kind of um allowing things to just flow, I feel like, and that's going to bring a lot of hope. There's definitely going to hope coming through in certain relationships that if you've been feeling a bit bored, or if you have been ruminating or questioning certain previous relationships that have happened. I feel like this is a month where you are going to be seeing hope again when it comes to certain relationships and how you operate within them. Especially with this magician coming out as well, this could be a new relationship coming through, especially with, and we had the teapot here. If you are currently single and open to a certain romantic relationship, this is someone coming through here. It's important you don't try to control the situation though, and just let it come through. And if you are in a relationship, this is a revitalization of a renewal of this, like a renewal in love and passion and relighting the spark in a certain relationship that you have. With the Ace of Wands as well, the Ace of Wands and the Magician coming out, yes, definitely a renewal. It's like revitalizing certain relationships in your life, especially romantic ones. And I just feel like this whole reading is coming at things from a different perspective, a more whimsical, childlike perspective, with the Y and the fifth house and the Ace of Wands coming out. Because I feel like for a long time, or at least recently, you've been operating under this influence of having to be very rational, be very adult, be very responsible, be very logical when it comes to certain things in your life, especially relationships. And it's like you're flipping that script around now this month. This month, you're going to be able to come at things with a whole new, different type of energy, a hopeful energy, an inspired energy. Um, so pay attention to any new people that come into your life this month, pile 4, because they're definitely going to be very, very significant. But let's go ahead and take a look at these last few cards here that are going to be in regards to certain spirituality, how you're going to be feeling this month, and anything else that Spirit would like to come through for you. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. Chair filled. Whoa, someone new is entering your life. For sure, someone new is entering your life here. And I feel like if you are single, then it could be like someone that turns out as a friend, that comes in as a friend and then turns into something more. But if you're already in a relationship, this is a friend coming through for you. Lastly, we have patience. Everything can be accomplished at a nature's pace. Yes. With the Three of Cups in reverse, if you've been feeling a bit lonely, a bit isolated, been doing your day to day, nothing really new happening in your life, this is the month of renewal. This is the month of a lot of new things coming through, specifically new people, a deep friendship with someone who may be the same sex as you. That's why the Three of Cups is coming out as well. Three of Cups is like friendships. To me personally, not just friendships though, it's sharing your life with other people, sharing your energy with other people. And I feel like that's been lacking for a long time, or at least recently it's been lacking. And you are going to be given an opportunity this month to be able to pursue that, to be able to just relax and chill and hang out with other people and share stories, share joy, just enjoy your life. I feel like you haven't been able to enjoy your life recently, and this month if that's changing. But that's gonna have to it's a two-way process, right? It's a two-way street. You can be given opportunities to enjoy your life, but you can be given opportunities to change your energy, to change the way you view things, to change the way you feel about things, but you're also going to have to make that conscious decision to do it as well. And that's where this why comes in. Definitely asking yourself a lot of questions of, why am I feeling like this? And maybe even sharing your experience with other people. And through that, you're going to be coming to a lot of realizations, rediscovering hope, rediscovering your whimsy, rediscovering your passion for life, or just your passion for certain creative pursuits, certain people, certain places, certain things that you used to love. Definitely a lots of color coming into your life, because I feel like you have not been able to see a lot of color, a lot of change, a lot of hope the past few months, the past few years, however long. With patience, I feel like it's been a long time. You had to be patient to be able to have this come into your life for sure. And now you, and now you're being rewarded for that patience. Let's get one of these cards, some extra messages and guidance from spirit here. That's one. I'm kind of feeling like there's another for you in here though, so let's get another one. Okay. We have root chakra, hematite, foundation. Foundation is what the castle of your soul is built on. I feel like that's what you've been doing, or you're going to be doing this month, is rebuilding some sort of foundation. You can even see in this card, it's like she's on a foundation here. The why, asking yourself these why questions, this is your foundation. Underneath that, we had connection as well. And the other card that came out is Sacral Chakra, Red Aventurine, Journey. To enjoy the journey, let go of the outcome. That may be something that has been blocking you creatively as well. If you've been going through a creative block, trying to maybe control or focus solely on the outcome of a project and being like, man, this sucks, rather than just enjoying the process. Enjoy the process of whatever this pursuit is. I feel like for a lot of you, this is creative for sure. Or like, could be like relationships, like dating. Maybe you've been dating a lot, and then, or trying to find certain people, certain friends, and it's like nothing works out. I feel like this is a message to enjoy the journey and let go of the outcome. With this King of Swords, as I was talking about, like control, right? Heartache over what you no longer have, letting go of that, which is a lot easier said than done, right? This is going to take time, but definitely like, it's like, I don't know, the spread is very positive. It's a very positive spread, but I feel like your recent life has not been very positive. It's been very dull. So, but definitely building a foundation here that's going to help you maintain this spark, maintain this inspiring energy, because this energy is not going to last forever, right? Inspiration can only get us so far. Motivation can only get us so far. We need something else driving us in order to reach that foundation, in order to continue on our journey. And I feel like the outcome of that journey, I feel like maybe you've gone through a lot of like let me give like an example here. Um going on a certain path or doing something in order to reach a certain outcome, and then when that outcome doesn't happen, you're disappointed. And I feel like that's happened so many times that you've kind of just given up. You've kind of just like, what's the point? I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't like what's coming from, like, I put in all this work, I put in all this effort, and then I don't like the outcome. And I feel like that's where the root of the problem is. The root of the problem is you're not enjoying the journey there. So because when you enjoy the journey to a certain point, the outcome doesn't matter. The outcome doesn't matter because you already had so much fun on the way. And I feel like that's kind of the lessons you are learning, not just this month, but over the course of maybe quite a few months. I feel like you've been learning a lot of those lessons. And this month, it's finally going to be clicking for you. I feel like it's finally going to be clicking. You're finally building that foundation that's going to push you in order to give you the necessary like energy to follow through on certain things. It's very I know it's very like abstract. Like I feel like I'm speaking very abstractly because I feel like this is a different thing for a lot of you, because for some of you this may be a creative pursuit. For others this could be relationships. For others of you this could be like a relationship with like children or something. Um having children or nurturing children, something like that. It's going to be fifth house topics for the majority of you. So it could just be pleasure in general, right? The fifth house could also just be the things that we enjoy, the things that give us pleasure, where how we have fun. So that could, for some of you, it could just be generally feeling pleasure in your life. So it's definitely different for all of you. So take it how it resonates. But let's get. I'm actually gonna move this like right here, move this here, and then have some room to put a card here. Let's get some messages from the moon for you here. Well, that's a lot of cards that came out. I'm going to show you this card, but I'm still going to put it back. This was new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation, but I'm going to reshuffle there because that did not feel right. Let's see. Messages from the moon for the month of May for my pile fours. Just guidance, advice, additional details on your month. You're definitely gaining some sort of spark back here, pile four. But it's up to you. It's not going to happen just like randomly. Like this is something that you're going to have to actively work towards as well. But you're definitely being supported here. These cards do not want to come out for you. Let's try again. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay, step out of your comfort zone. North Node. This kind of reminds me of what I was saying before of like changing something up in your routine, something like that. It's like you need some sort of change to jolt you back into life, I feel like. And this change could come in the form of a new person. But if you're stuck doing the same thing every day, it's going to be, I feel like, it's going to be harder for new things to come into your life. In order for new things to come into your life, you're kind of going to have to also pursue those new things by trying a new coffee shop one day. So definitely there's going to be some sort of shakeup that needs to happen in order for you to rediscover your passion, your desire, your joy. Step out of your comfort zone this month, pile four. You're definitely being asked to do that, and then be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon was on the back, or was on the bottom of the deck. So definitely a message here to do something different, do something new this month. It doesn't have to be big, okay? It could be having a new drink in the morning, trying something. It can be small steps to trying something new, because I feel like maybe you've been stuck in the same rote routines for a very long time. There's been a bit of boredom. You're being asked to change some things up. As I said before, you could be do your morning routine or your night routine in a different order. This could be going to a different coffee shop than your usual, or trying a new drink. I'm getting the image of like somebody walking backwards, right? It's like doing something so outrageous, so different that it's kind of just gonna like I don't know, like bring you back into reality, let you see color again. I keep getting that image. Yeah, with patience, like definitely if stepping out of your comfort zone feels scary, feels like I don't really want to do that, take things small, right? Do things new that are like harmful. Harmful. What the heck am I talking about? Harmless, I meant. Do things that make certain changes that are harmless, like harmless changes. Like I said, like going out for a walk during a time of day you would, be sitting on the couch or something like that, right? Little harmless changes are going to be very, very big for you this month. But let's see what animal has a message for you this month, pile 4. Okay. No, that's not happening. That's way too many cards. Let's try again. And I'm kind of thinking, you know how with the moon card, the same exact thing happened where a bunch of cards came out? Was it the moon? Yeah, it was this card, right? That a bunch of cards came out. I feel like you have a lot of things on the horizon for you, but it's up to you to really see them. I feel like you can't necessarily see them right now, but this month they're going to be coming into view, especially if you start making those small changes that may feel uncomfortable at first, but definitely will bring big changes along the way. We have here wolf. Underneath that was peacock in reverse. Wolf. First thing I'm seeing with the wolf is wolves run in packs. So you may have been feeling quite lonely, like a lone wolf, outcast from the pack. And I feel like you want to get back into it with the 3 of Cups. So the wolf cards really reminded me of this 3 of Cups in reverse, where you may have been feeling like, everybody looks like they're having so much fun and they have a lot of friends and they're doing this and that. And I would love to be able to do that. And then you look at your life and it's like so dull. It's nowhere near how amazing other people's lives seem like they are. And I feel like for you, Pile 4, this month is all about rediscovering how wonderful your life is. Even though it may not necessarily feel like that at the time of this reading, by the end of the month, it's like your life you're gonna be feeling completely different about it. But I'm gonna read this card for you out of the guidebook. This is one of the guidebooks that I love, so I feel like it always has very insightful messages. All right, we have Wolf, guardian of family and tribe, activism, ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. That reminds me of what I was talking about with this King of Swords, as well as your 5th house coming out. So that's a big message for anybody that is either grew up with a very controlling parent or is currently trying to exert control onto their child. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, fearless. When out of balance, judgmental, dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. All right, pile 4. Lastly, I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you that you can use for the month of May. Keep it in the back of your head if you'd like. Whenever you're feeling maybe like you want to control a certain situation or certain people, or you're feeling a bit scared to go out of certain comfort zones, certain routines, on a certain journeys. Let's see what affirmation wants to come out for you for this month, the month of May 2026, pile 4. And I feel like the control was also not with the journey I'm getting right now, like not trying to control the outcome of certain things and rather just enjoying that journey, which is also easier said than done. I also sometimes, or a lot of the time, honestly, have issues with getting too caught up in the outcome of something, if something turns out perfect or how I envisioned it, versus just enjoying the process of making it. But we have Follow Your Heart here. We had a couple other cards that came out, like Power and Vitality, but I'm just going to keep the Follow Your Heart. I am always rewarded. I am always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, journey and patience here, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. So definitely you can use this affirmation, pile 4 during this month if you'd like. But that is all I am seeing for you today here, pile 4. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and thank you to Spirit and our Spirit guides for these wonderful messages. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and a wonderful May, and I'll see you in the next one.